Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. So this week we'll be finishing Module 4, and then next week we'll begin work toward the final project. And I will share some more information about that final project later, but I do encourage you to look ahead to that. And so now that you've gone through our course materials on the editor side of the process, you're going to be able to get some actual practice being an editor for an assignment. So we'll be sticking with a more lower level editing with a short document to edit. And this assignment was originally going to be on Tuesday, but I did move it to Wednesday since I think an extra day might be helpful for some of you. So for Wednesday's assignment, you'll practice being an editor for Miami's student-run literary journal, Illuminati. And some of you in this class actually have already been on their staff or have written for them before, but if you have not either submitted your work to them before or joined their staff, I do strongly encourage it. And you can contact our own Dr. Eric Melby for more information about that. I put his email address in the text version of this announcement. And of course, Dr. Melby and I worked together on creating this course. So for this assignment, you will first need to familiarize yourself with the Illuminati, what they publish, everything that, take a look at some of their previous issues, and of course, as well as their proofreading and formatting guidelines. Now I've provided those guidelines with the instructions to this assignment. And then you will prepare the provided sample submission for publication following those guidelines. And so you do not need to rewrite the content. You're just the editor, not the author. And of course, I do have some more detailed instructions on Canvas. So then we will end Module 4 on Friday with another preflection. And I, for one, have really been enjoying reading all of those. I do hope that you've been finding them helpful too. And this will be very similar to our other preflections. And so I think you know how they work by now. So the looking forward element of the assignment will have you be thinking ahead to the final class project. And so we'll be dedicating quite a bit of time for you to work on that final project starting this coming week, really. And I'll be sharing some more information about that soon. And finally, my thanks to all of you who completed the anonymous mid-course survey. It was very helpful to hear about the elements of the class that have been helpful for you for your learning. And I also, of course, really appreciated some suggestions that some of you provided. And I wanted to just take a few moments to address some of those, which, as I said, were very helpful to hear. And so one suggestion was having my weekly Canvas announcement go out on Sunday. Currently, of course, as you know from watching this, those come out early on Monday morning, which honestly, that does work a little bit better for my schedule in terms of weekend plans. But I'm going to keep it Monday for now then. But if others think that a different day would work better for the weekly overviews and announcements, make sure you just let me know, and I will definitely give it some additional consideration. Someone mentioned that they found some assignments to be a bit ambiguous with the expectations, and that perhaps more examples would be helpful. So now I'm not entirely sure what was specifically to adjust to reduce ambiguity, since when I write the assignment, I think, oh, this is clear. But I can certainly reread the instructions with that in mind. And if you ever, of course, find that instructions are not entirely clear, something doesn't quite make sense, please do let me know so that I can clarify them. Chances are that if you find something unclear, someone else might too. And so I do find it really helpful when you, the target reader, helps me find those things. So another person suggested having some additional examples of query letters, and I think that's a great idea. So some of our class readings, when we addressed query letters recently, had some examples, but more examples are always helpful. And so while it is a bit late to make that change for our class, I will put that on my list to adjust for the next time. And yes, I do keep a running list. The document's open all the time. Running list of improvements and adjustments that I need to make to a course. And then I try to implement those. I consult that list as I make the adjustments the next time I teach the course. And so I'm putting that on the list. And also one suggestion was to have some sample assignments that are samples of previously completed work. Now, right now, I'm not able to provide those since I don't have permission from other students to include those at this time. And I do not want to share any previous students' work without having their permission first, but I will definitely keep that in mind for the future. And of course, if you want your work to be as a sample in the future, you can definitely let me know. And there were a few other comments which related to a bit more to personal preferences, such as with the schedule. And of course, if the schedule or due dates ever do give you any difficulties, do let me know. I can absolutely give extensions. as many of you I think already know who have reached out to me. And if you think of anything else that would benefit your learning in the class, do let me know. I really do value your feedback. And of course, if you ever have any difficulties, need a clarification, or have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact me.